Good afternoon, children. Welcome to online class. Today, we are going to see the glimpse of all the lesson from Unit 1 to 5. In each unit, we have prose, poem and supplementary reader. Okay. First, we can go through all the prose, then poem and then supplementary we will go through, and it will help you for your home test. First, we can see all the prose. Unit 1 prose. Do you remember the title? Yes, His First Flight by Liam O'Flaherty. Okay. In this prose, the author tells us how the mother seagull teaches her child or her young one to fly. Okay. In our life, most of the time, because of fear, we are not able to do or achieve many things, achieve something. Here, various steps were taken by the mother seagull to overcome the fear of the young seagull. And later we can find how the young seagull overcome its fear and started to fly. This is his first flight. Then, Unit 2. What we have seen there? Yes, the night the ghost got in. It's an interesting story, is it? Yes. What you have learned there? How a grandfather creates confusion and laughter with his imaginative stories. Yes, that's what we had seen there, is it? So, the boys of that house heard some sound, someone walking around the dining table. They thought that it was a ghost. Because of that, lot of confusions arise in that house. It leads to the arrival of the policemen, reporters, and it creates problem to the neighborhood people, Mr. Bodwell and his wife. Is it? Later, it was revealed that it was not a ghost, but the grandfather moved around the dining table to take a bottle of water. Is it, ma? Yes. Then, Unit 3. What we had seen in Unit 3? Empowered women navigating the world. Empowered women. Navigating, go through in the by sea, traveling through the sea. Okay? It's like an interview. An interviewer is interviewing the 6 women who circumnavigated the world. Okay? So, which day they started their journey? What are the problems they had undergone while they were traveling? How they manage their food, water and electricity, what all those things need, daily needs, whatever they need, how they managed, and in how many days they returned back, from where they started the journey and where they reached. All those things they had described in detail through in the interview format. Is it not? Then, in which boat? The INSV Tarini. That only they travelled. Okay? These are things we had seen in the Unit 3. Then, Unit 4. Attic by Satyajit Ray. Here what we have seen? The author Satyajit Ray along with his friend Aditya, they were traveling and Aditya is reaching his hometown and he was rectifying his mistake there in his hometown. What is the theme of the story? Making mistake, or it's natural for a human being to make mistakes. But When we realize our mistake, we should rectify that. That's very important. After realizing, if we are not rectifying it, it's a crime. Okay. So, but here, how this Aditya rectified his mistake is explained in this story, the attic. The other is Satyajit Ray. Okay. Then, next, 5th unit prose. Tech bloomers. We are living in a modern world with a lot of technologies. All the machines and whatever new discoveries, everything help the man to lead an easy life. And it's a boon to the disabled people also. Here also we are going to see two persons, Kim and Alisha. How they overcome their difficulties or disabilities through this technological development. Both of them were affected by cerebral palsy, not able to talk, not able to walk. Even though they are having lot of disabilities, with the modern technologies, they overcome everything and they become successful in their life. Okay. And it's also give a awareness to us. Even a disabled people were able to become such a successful person in their life. Why? We can't do anything. God created us with great talents. We can also overcome our difficulties and become successful in our life. That's the message given to us. Okay? Yes. These are the 5 units prose. Hope you recalled everything what you learned already. Now we can move to the poem. So, in 5 poems, 3 are memory poem. Unit 1, Unit 3 and Unit 5. All these 3 units are memory poems. Okay. First one. What's the title of the first poem? Life by Henry Van Dyke. Okay. So there, what we have learned? It's a memory poem, is it, ma'am? So, here in the Unit 1 by Henry Van Dyke, he explained the value of life. Our life have many ups and downs. But everything we have to overcome all the difficulties and be successful in our life. That's what he explained in the poem Life. It's a memory poem. The whole lines you have to learn. It's a sonnet with 14 lines. Okay. So learn all those 14 lines. It's a memory poem. Important memory poem. Go through all the lines and learn it. Then next one. The Grumble Family. Here the poet described about a vivid picture of a neighborhood scene. There he explained about a complaining street where all the people were always grumbling and complaining about something. And here he wants to give an awareness that we should mend our life. We have to lead a good life. For that, he is creating an awareness through this poem. The poet had given a good theme through this. The Lucy Maud Montgomery is the poet of this poem, and through this complaining street, that is a grumble family, the complaining street, how they were complaining. It's better to keep our feet away from the complaining street is very important. Because if we are entering into that, we will also become one among that people. Okay, that's what the poet giving an awareness through that. Then, third unit. I am every woman. It's a memory poem. Okay, so Here, the poet discusses about the multifaceted nature of a woman. I am every woman. Okay, so woman is leading different role in the life, as a daughter or a mother, as a wife. Okay, different roles the a woman is able to do. Okay, how she is successful in all these things. Okay, that is what here I am every woman here explains about that. What's the power of woman? The whole poem is a memory poem. You have to learn that by heart it. The next, fourth one, the ant and the cricket. It's a fable. Okay, so what is this fable? It's a traditional story that give you some moral. Okay, here through this poem, the ant and the cricket, the poet teaches the importance of hard work and planning through two animals. What is that? Ant and a cricket. You know, ant, how hardworking it is. Here, cricket is described as a lazy animal. And how what's the conversation going on between these two, and the importance of hard work and planning is explained through this. Okay, it's a fable. What is fable? Fable is a traditional story giving you some moral. Okay, ma'am? Then we can move through the fifth poem, The Secret of Machines by Rudyard Kipling. Do you remember that? Yes. When I am teaching that, I explained to you about the author and the poem. I thoroughly explained you. Okay, just recall that. Okay, ma'am. So, by Rudyard Kipling is a great poet, is it? Award winning, Nobel Prize winner. Okay, so now here, if problem of modern technology and automation. Here, the speaker of this poem is a machine, and it is talking to a human being. Okay, so first in the first few stanzas, the machine explained the power of the machine. Yes, we can do this, we can do that, all those things they explained. But in the last stanza, it confessed that even though we have all this power, weight and size, we are just the children of a human brain. It's the theme of that. Man also able to do lot of things, but one power is above that. That's God. Okay, we have to remember that. So these are the 5 poems. Okay, here 3 poems are memory poem. First poem, third poem, and the 5th poem are memory poem. You have to by heart all the memory poems. Okay, memory lines. So while you are learning memory poem and also the other poem, just remember when you are going through the poem, along with that, you have to learn the poetic devices too. Just in a common way, I am explaining you that words. Just recall that, ma. We have to see the rhyming words, rhyming scheme. Do you know the difference between rhyming words and rhyming scheme? The last word with the rhyming, that is the words. If you are writing, it is rhyming word. Scheme, if they ask, the letters A, B, or A, B, A, B, A, B, B. These are the rhyming schemes. Okay. Then, do you remember about alliteration? Yes, alliteration is a poetic device. The words beginning with the same alphabet in the same line. Okay, if a line is given, in that line, if 2 words begin with the same letter, that is what we called as alliteration. Okay, then what we learned about the epithet. Epithet, what is this epithet? If an adjective is given before that noun, that is an epithet. Okay. Then we learned about metaphor, simile, personification. How will you identify a metaphor, simile and personification? First we can see about the simile. Simile means a comparison is done with the words like, just as, or then like that. We will compare 2 things. That is the simile. What is this metaphor? Metaphor is an implied simile. The comparison is done without the word like. 2 things are compared, but without the comparative word. Okay, that is this metaphor. So that we will call it as implied simile. Then personification. If the human characters are given to a non-living thing, we call it as personification. Okay, living thing is compared with a non-living thing. That is, the characters assigned to a non-living thing, that we call it as personification. Okay, other than that, assonance, the vowel sound is repeated again and again in the same line. That is what we call it as assonance. Connotation. Do you remember that? Yes, in one place we had seen that in our first to fifth unit. In the fifth unit, in one place we have this connotation. I think that beyond our imagination, if we are explaining something, that is connotation. Okay, imagery. If when you are reading the poem, like a picture, if it is coming in your mind, it's an imagery. Okay, we can imagine that picture. Okay, so that's imagery. Okay, then anaphora. This is anaphora. Two or more consecutive lines beginning with the same verb. Okay, that is the anaphora. Okay, these are the different poetic devices we had seen. And also we had seen a transferred epithet. Winter starved. Do you remember? Yes, there is another poetic device. Okay, like this, lot of poetic devices are employed from unit 1 to 5. While you are reading that, go through all these things and you have to learn. Okay, ma'am? Then shall we move to the supplementary reader? Yes. Okay, supplementary reader. Keep in mind, it will come for 8 mark questions. So, you have to write everything in detail. Okay, you should learn the story, everything. It should be thoroughly in your mind. You have to fix it in your mind. Okay, first one, The Tempest, written by Shakespeare. Okay, so here we had seen that how magic helped a king to retain his kingdom. Okay, main character is Prospero and his daughter Miranda. And here supernatural elements will come. It's an Ariel. Is it? So, and also many other characters are. Ferdinand is a main character here. And how this Miranda and Prospero were separated from their kingdom and they were living in an island. And from that, how he retained his kingdom and reached his kingdom back. That is what we learned in this first supplementary reader, The Tempest. Okay. Then, next one, Zigzag. A different topic, is it? So, it's also an interesting story. What is the zigzag? Name of a bird. Do you remember? Yes. So, here, most of them like to have pet in their home. Is it? You may also have a lot of pets in your home, is it? Some may have a dog or a cat. Is it? Different pets you may have in your home. Here, a family shelters a new pet and totally it creates confusion in the house. Okay, that's what we had seen. What are the confusions created because of that? But the ending is very happy. Okay, this is the thing we have seen in the story, The Zigzag. Here, Dr. Krishnan and his wife, Mrs. Krishnan, and also Uncle Somu. This Uncle Somu only presented this pet to this Dr. Krishnan, is it? These are the things we had seen that in the story. Just recall all the story. All the characters should be in your mind always. Then only you can write it for 8 mark. Okay, ma? Then next, The Story of Mulan. Okay, so here this is a classic story. Okay, from the life, it is a story based on the life of Mulan. Okay, how a woman changed herself or into a man, and she was fighting for the country, and how she won the battle. All those things we got seen. Woman had the power to do everything. That is what through that he is mentioning this. So now, next. Fourth one, The Aged Mother. Here, the story highlighted that the aged people are sharp-witted. They have good knowledge because they come through lot of incidents in their life and lot of experience they have. So, whatever they are telling, there will be something. So, it describes the love and affection of a son towards his mother. Okay, so here in that country, the country shining, the governor ordered all the aged people should be killed because there is no use of keeping an aged people in the home. Is it? So, but the son was not able to kill the mother. So, what are the things he had done to save his mother? And later, the truth was revealed. He did not kill his mother. Okay, so later they understand the importance of aged people in the country. Aged people, they are sharp-witted. The governor understand and he had taken back his rule. Okay, now that is what you are seeing in the aged mother. Then next, last supplementary reader. A day in 2889 of an American journalist. Okay. Here the story speaks about the people of the 29th century. It's a futuristic novel. Okay, so what are the developments will happen in the future? Okay, so he is the author is Jules Verne, is called as the father of science fiction because he was able to think beyond the limit. Okay, so he was writing in the year 1889. After 1000 years, what are the scientific developments will happen? He imagined and he wrote in this story. Okay, so it's a nice story and I will explain you in detail. Just read all the things, study each character and ready to write for 8 mark. Okay, ma? These are the 5 units supplementary reader. Okay, then we can see what are the other things will come for the exam. So study the memory poem, paragraph question from the prose, and from the supplementary reader, poetic device will be asked as an 1 mark question. Okay, so all those things come learn it, and then other than that you have to learn the vocabulary part. Okay, so do you know about prefix and suffix? Yes, a prefix is added before the root word. Okay, suffix will be added after the root word. Okay, so for example, if we say is very unkind, if we are adding, that is prefix. Kindness, ness is suffix. Okay, so this is prefix, suffix, abbreviation and acronym. So everything in your guide you can see, take it and go through all those things, abbreviation and acronyms, and singular and plural we have to go through, and homophones and homonyms. Confusable, the word will be sounds the same but with a different spelling it will be there, but sometimes the spelling also same but with a different meaning. Okay, all those things you have to go through. Then syllabification, according to how we read the word we have to divide the word, that is the syllabification. Then compound word, okay, two word combined together to make a single word. Okay, that is the compound word, that British English, American English. So all these things, from that you can expect some questions. Okay, ready to framing sentence of your own, all those things you can expect. Okay, other than that, the grammar part. Okay, grammar part you have gone through all the direct, indirect, all the tense form, and all the what are the things are taught you for the exam, you have to learn it. And also in each unit, after prose, you have some book back exercises. Okay, so go through all those things for learning your vocabulary and grammar and ready to prepare for your exam. Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can clarify it in our Google Meet. Okay, thank you children.